What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Did y'all see that? What?
Let's just throw Scream 6 in there for like
It
my
was good.
favorite movie. It was really good. The best of the franchise, in my opinion, since the first one.
Yeah.
Anisa Nyell Johnson, welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm. How are you?
I'm blessed. How y'all doing?
Oh, same. We are so excited to talk to you. You are on one of our favorite shows. You have been in numerous favorite movies and TV shows that we watch. You kind of pop up everywhere. And you're a gem to follow on social media. And so we just could not be more happy to talk to you today.
Thank you for having me. I'm very blessed.
Of course.
Appreciate you.
So, for anybody out there that might not have seen you or be familiar with you, which I don't know where they're living, but what we like to do is kind of jump in and start with how you got started in the industry. Was it something you always knew you kind of wanted to do early, or did you kind of fall into it? How did you get the whole start?
Okay, so I didn't exactly fall into it. I went to in Philadelphia, I went to high school of creative performing arts, but it was FLC, Franklin Learning Center Performing Arts. And there we had to have a dual major. So I did dance and technology. So we had to have a technical side as well as an art side. So that was my combination curriculum. So for me, we touched all the different areas of the arts, like acting, dancing, writing, drawing, every area, singing, we had to do it all. But like I said, my focus was dance. So acting, I didn't really focus on that. I never thought that I would be an actor. I was going to dance for the rest of my life. And then I blew my knees out doing a dance movie. So yeah, so I had to kind of tailor myself past that. And so I also majored at Temple University in psychology. So I was a clinician as an adult outside of touring for dance. I was a clinician. So I counsel people with schizophrenia, bipolar psychosis, dual diagnosis.
Wow.
And yeah, so as you know, we need that in the
absolutely
field as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What?
We need all the therapy we can get.
We sure do.
I think I do more counseling on sets that I'm on more than I did when I got paid.
All right.
As you know, we all need love.
We do.
We need love. We need help.
We do. We do.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Dancing was my focus. Yes, exactly. So I was going to be a dancer. And then when I was here in Georgia, because I also I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised. On a playground is where I spent some of my days, not all.
Yeah.
But I'm from West Philly. West Philly stands up. TU stands up.
So when did you move to Bel Air? Come on.
Exactly. So I didn't get too close to Bel Air. I did move to Seattle.
Okay.
So,
there you go.
On the West Coast.
Sure.
So I lived out there for 4.5 years. I followed my husband out there. He wasn't my husband at the time. He was just a fine looking man that I met at a party.
Okay.
At Temple.
Nice.
Yeah. He was, So I followed him to Seattle, but we got engaged 6 months after we met. And so, yeah, so I followed him. He was already out there. I was finishing up college. He was already out there in Seattle working at Boeing.
Nice.
And and then we moved to Connecticut. So as far as counseling, I did my therapy in Seattle. So I was a clinician out there in Seattle. And then I did a couple background movies. I did some background work out there as far as acting, because I still could dance at the time. So I was dancing, and then I became a mom. So of 3 amazing, one boy at that time. So I was more of a domestic engineer for about 12.5 years. So when I moved to Connecticut, I was doing my mommy thing. I did a little modeling. And then when we moved to Atlanta is when I decided that it's time for me to get some of me back.
Yes.
After I had the other 2 babies. And I was like, I had them, and I was getting recognized just as Caleb's mom, Mike Ty's mom, Micah's mom, Andrew's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing wrong with that. I'm here for it. But I just had this urge in me to want to get back into something. And the arts just kept calling me.
Mm,
So when I blew my knees out here doing a dance movie, I was working also with Mel Jackson. I don't know if a lot of people remember him, but
Mm-hmm.
from Deliver Us from
yeah,
Eva,
yeah.
Soul Food, and he was my mentor and my manager at the time. But I wound up because he was still doing his career, so we just kept it to mentorship. And he was like, Nisa, you might want to try to diversify now. Get into acting, but also behind the camera.
Mm.
Mm.
So you might want to, think about producing. And so he just kept egging me on, egging me on. And I finally decided to do it. And I was a stylist as well. So I styled him for a couple award shows to get my feet, tapped in and to see
Mm.
how it was behind the camera as well as in front of the camera. So I did that when I got here. And I had different representation at the time, but I really took off, I would say, here as far as acting is concerned, about 2009 I started acting here, but I didn't really take off until about 2015 when I got with my agency, who was People Store, but now is affectionately known as Formation Talent Agency.
Nice,
And so,
nice.
yeah, and so when I got with them, things took off as far as acting is concerned, for sure.
Love it.
Oh,
So that's kind of like a quick, in a nutshell, long round the world, nah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's how that went.
that's beautiful though, because I mean, throughout life, we're always just all trying to figure it out. We
Right.
never feel
Mm,
like we have it all figured out as human beings in general, whether that be parents, whether that be your career, whether that be, what have you. But to we always believe in, when you step off the beaten path, you will eventually come back around and be put back on the
yeah,
path that you're supposed to be on. And it
yeah,
definitely sounds like there was that for you. And I mean, the support system is also very important
Mm.
because not only did you have your loving husband, your newborn babies, and your mentors and everyone like
mm,
that, but you also had, people in the industry that I'm sure were able to lend you helping hands to try to
yeah,
further your career as well, to teach you some lessons throughout the way. And it's just such an
yeah.
amazing thing because having that support system, I feel like, is so not talked about enough, I feel like.
Mhm,
So when
mhm,
you were, coming back, came to
mhm,
Atlanta, trying to figure it out, how important was your support system when you were trying to
mm.
get back off the ground?
It was everything to me because me being a mom
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and trying to get into this industry and trying to find balance,
Right.
that was like my toughest area. And outside of Mel Jackson, I had how I got my agent was through Natalia Livingston, who played Emily Quartermain on General Hospital.
Yeah.
One of her
Yes.
aides
Yeah.
who worked on General Hospital. And I was taking her class and she had a showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got with People Store at the time, which is Formation Talent now. And the thing that she offered me up most was the concept of trying to pull things out of me, but was the concept that I'm enough,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
that I'm enough. And
Yeah.
that was the thing that was kind of, I think at the time, kind of that I needed the most to know that I'm enough. I had enough. I was enough. Somebody outside of my immediate family, you know
Right.
what I mean, to just
Mm-hmm.
give me that, that's so connected to the industry. Because my husband's not in the industry, he doesn't do that. You know, he's a technical guy. So
Right.
Right.
to have Natalia Livingston give me that, it was such a gift, and I just exploded. Like as far as knowing that I'm enough, having that in my toolbox, and then having also Christine Horn, who is the booking magnet. If you don't know her, go check her out. She's on the show on Netflix as well. She's on every show, but she's
Nice.
on a show. I just saw her on Equalizer, but
Okay.
Mm.
she's also on a show on Netflix, which I'm gonna give a shout out to. It's called Classified. She shot it in Africa. It's
Okay.
amazing. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But she gave me so many bonus tools to put in my toolbox that just added to the concept. I'm enough, gave me all these little nuggets, and I just flipped those nuggets and turned them into like this beautiful package. And I just show up knowing already that I'm enough. If I don't book anything, if I don't book a particular piece that I'm auditioning for, I look at it as they wanted an apple. I'm a juicy orange.
No,
It's okay.
there you
Some
go.
point in time, they gonna need their OJ.
Yep.
Today, maybe it wasn't that, and prayerfully, I'll be there when they need it next time.
Oh,
You
Yes.
know, so that's how I look at it. And so I don't
well,
look at it as a loss. I
no.
believe every rejection is God's protection, and every rejection is a learning experience that's going to
Yes.
add to your journey.
Yes,
So
and
yeah.
we have a one of our favorite guests, and we make callbacks to this all the time. He calls it, instead of rejection, he doesn't like to call it rejection. He calls it
Mm-hmm.
selection, and it was the same philosophy as you. He said that day they were looking for a Porsche, and I'm a BMW. Doesn't mean that I wasn't
Hey.
good enough. It just means I wasn't the car they were looking for that day. And I love that philosophy. I think that if you approach it that way, because we've also had former guests on that tell us that they were told down the line when they booked a huge show or a big movie that the casting agent told them, no, no, you remember when you auditioned like 5 years ago? You blew it. You blew it us away. We loved you, but that wasn't it. So we put you in a drawer and we were
Right.
waiting every time for the role for you. And you had it from the get
Mm-hmm.
go. And I think that's because, let's be honest about it, in the industry, no matter what you're doing, in front of the camera, behind the camera, producing, directing, acting, what, you hear no way more than you
Mm-hmm.
ever hear yes. And so you have to
Absolutely.
have that mindset that you are good enough, that you are
Mm-hmm.
enough, and at some point, what is right for you will come to you. Because if you don't have that
Agree.
mindset, you got to get out of the industry. You're not cut out
Right. You
for
got
it
to get your skin
because,
up. You
yeah,
got it. They say you have a tough skin. I just say you have to be resilient, and you have
yes,
to know what you want, know from which you come from, know who you are,
that's right.
and have that answer to why are you doing this.
Yes,
For me, I look the reason I'm doing this is because I need people to know that they're not alone. I need to tell these stories so that I can heal somebody, help somebody, let them know I'm laughing with them, I'm crying with them. It's just
yes,
a piece of life that they need to know that they're not walking in this journey by themselves.
that's right.
So this right now, before it was therapy, being a counselor, a clinician. Now this is how God is using me, I believe, to be of service because that's the only reason why we're here. This is my service purpose.
Mm,
Mm.
If you
mm,
don't
Amen.
know what your service purpose is,
Mm-hmm.
I tell people to stop what you're doing and figure it out.
yeah,
I don't mean quit your job. I mean, if you have an outside job, it should be a bridge job, something that's leading you to where you want to go,
that's right.
something that inspired you to want more. So then you can focus on the more.
Yes.
So I believe everybody should stop what they're doing and figure out their service purpose because that's the only reason why we're on this earth is to be of
Mm,
service.
mm,
So that's
yes.
why I do what I do now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Every bit of that, right, Logan? Like every bit of that. It's like you are so like us. You think like us. You want to do like we do. It's the same reason we're in it. It's what drives us every day. It's why we're family owned and family driven.
I love
We.
it.
It's the connectability factor, right? It's like you said.
Hmm.
You might put a story out there that somebody sees that they connect to that might save their life that day because they see themselves in
Exactly.
something that they never saw before and they felt seen all of a sudden. And if art
Exactly.
can do that, right? We say this all the
And
time
they
that
can.
it's all about, and Logan says it, and I'm going to take it from Logan, about being comfortable or getting comfortable being uncomfortable, or paraphrasing there, right?
Hmm.
That's the thing. And art can do that because nobody just sits down and says, let's talk about depression, let's talk about suicide, or I'm having a really bad mental day today. But if you're watching a film or a television show and they're going through an event, they lost a loved one or somebody was sick, they're dealing with cancer, something, you can talk about what you're watching, and that starts the conversation that leads to what's really going on internally, right? And that's the most
Hmm.
beautiful thing about art.
Exactly. That's what I 100% believe. And I watch who I rock with, who I hang out with.
Oh yeah.
So my, like you said, having my support system. My best friend is more than a triple threat. She's a professor. She's about to start her new professorship at DeSales University. Yes, I'm shouting you out, Ontario. Kim Yada Wilson Kim, affectionately known as Kimmy.
Love it.
Um, and I have people like her. I have people here like Matt McClintock, who's another actor. I have somebody here who always is there to be my reader and is my boy. And he always has my back as well. Because, I don't want to put that on my husband.
No, no,
He
no.
Right.
got his, he,
Yeah.
you know, so Jason Bell, who's also a phenomenal actor, who's been in the game for a long time here in Atlanta and in LA and New York.
Yeah.
But he lives here and he's also a photographer. So shout out to J Bell, Jason Bell Photography, boom, boom. But I love that I get to represent so many different people here in Georgia too, because we're starting to get more of the opportunities to have bigger roles here,
Mm-hmm.
which
Definitely.
hasn't always been that way at
Hmm.
all. And so I'm grateful that I'm one of the few that get to be on network to represent the home team, ATL right now, and Philly. But
Yes.
yeah, ATL. Gotta always shout out home.
Got to. Trust me. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, where the home of the 500, the Indy 500 Motor
Yes.
Speedway. So every time like something like that comes up, I'm like, yes, that's me. I gotta talk about it. Gotta talk about it. But
It's
something that I really
necessary.
do want to talk to you about because we're kind of in the same situation. I know I am, where what I'm trying to do with my life, pursuing the film career, pursuing the podcast, pursuing all of these different aspects in the entertainment industry is completely different from what my wife is doing with her life. You know,
Mhm.
she is pursuing her own career as an administrative assistant in a college. So she's looking to move up in the curricular role and that type of situation. So talk about the dynamic between yourself and your husband a little bit when it comes to the different career paths because I think that's very interesting and we
Oh,
don't really ever talk about that when
yeah.
two different people are together in love but also chasing two completely different dreams at the
Wow.
same time.
Yeah, it's so many layers to that because I have to point out the fact that me and my honey, Drew, aka Butter, he probably gonna kill me for saying that. Some chick back in college named him Butter.
Yeah.
Love it.
But me and Butter, Drew, we like I said, we met a long time ago. We're running up this July. Will be 26 years of marriage,
Mm.
and
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
thank you. And so we got married young,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a growing and learning experience because I'm not a spring chicken. I mean, I'm not old, but I'm not young either. I'm about to be 50.
Okay. Yeah,
So
you're
Wow.
young. You're young.
You're young.
I'm
Yeah.
springish,
That's right.
I got a lot of gray on this side.
Shh.
Yeah, yeah. I say I'm black. I tell people black don't crack, but it do chip. I'm chipping a little bit into people.
That's great.
But yeah, so we've kind of grown together. And so for us, it was finding our way. We're both only children.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So the curve has been huge for us. Like there's
Right.
no real manual in front of us is a
Right.
great
No.
example. So yeah, we've grown together, learned together. And the one thing that I can say has helped us because we're from two different worlds, I'm a yin to his yang.
Mm-hmm.
And when matter of fact, sliding back, when he went and got his master's from UConn, he um he had to take a test. And of course he gave me the test. And he's an extreme extrovert and no, he's an extreme introvert and I'm extreme extrovert. Which I think now over the years we've kind of met in the middle and we're more balanced now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So he this wasn't a career path he wanted me to take originally. He was not really on board, but eventually he saw that it was my passion and he got
Mm.
behind it and is very supportive. The biggest way he supports me outside of showing up when I really need him to is helping with the kids.
Mm.
Their schedule, they're athletes.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
I have two in college and one in high school.
Mm.
And so one's about to graduate college. She's 23, and then the other one is just finishing up he's going into his sophomore year of football. He plays D1 football at the University of West Georgia. Shout
Nice.
out.
Wow. There we go.
Nice. Nice.
But even his testimony is crazy because he was a basketball player. He didn't start playing football until his junior year,
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and he did super well his senior year of high school, and then things kind of moved in a way that he was able to go play football at the University of West Georgia.
love
But
that.
them being athletes, their schedules are ridiculous.
Yeah.
The amount of food that comes out our house is ridiculous too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like today, for example, his support, he's having to go pick my youngest son up from high school because he had speed and agility and he had to put up shots. So he has
Oof.
training for football. But then after he leaves there, he has to go to his speed and agility trainer.
Mm,
He has a separate trainer.
yeah.
So, he's supportive in the way of helping pick it up,
Mm.
leaving work a little early, whatever he got to do to help me out. And
Love
so
that.
that's extremely important. And loving on me, because this is not an easy path,
No,
Mm.
no. And
Mhm.
I love that though. What really stood out there for me is I think it helps when you're in different universes as to what you're chasing or what you're, because right, how often do we see where if two people are in the entertainment field and one starts to see some success, the ego kind of breaks with the other one and it causes friction in the relationship, right? So I think
Exactly.
sometimes it's God bless the people in the industry that are married and have made it work, because that's rare. And
It's
so
hard
yeah.
too.
But what the one thing that jumped out at me that you said is once he realized it was your passion, he's like, I gotta let you do that. I gotta, you gotta chase that and be. And I think that's where it really is, right? Finding the
Mhm.
other one's passion and just knowing what they truly love and what they truly want, and being secure enough in knowing that your relationship is safe. We're gonna be okay if you
Exactly.
chase that passion because I'm your passion too, and we're okay, right?
Yeah.
And I think
And
once you
we carve
know
out
that,
time. We carve out time. Every Friday is date day for us. We do afternoon dates because we like to go to bed early. We're older. And so so we go out in the afternoon when nobody's out there, and we split the weeks. Like, so this week is his date. Next week will be my date. So we get to plan
oh, I
out the
love
dates for
that.
each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're practicing early empty nesting. That was
Yes.
like our real reason of doing it, so that when empty nesting comes about, we're not in shock and we're not trying to figure out who he is. What does he
Right.
like? What do I like? Do we like each other? You
Right.
know what I mean? We
Right.
don't have
Yeah.
to go through that. We're jump starting that. And I think that's like, it's so important. It's so important to also know that we evolve. What
Yes.
Mm.
who I was when we first met is not who I am now.
No, that's
Who he
absolutely.
was is not who he is now. So we
That's
Yes.
we have evolved and we've given each other room to do that. And that's so valuable because we can change like the weather. You know
yeah.
what I mean? People. They live, they grow, they evolve, they experience.
Yes.
So giving your significant other that room to be who they want to be the next day is very valuable, very important, and it does help a relationship.
Mm.
Not that we don't go through stuff,
No.
because we
Well,
Of
do,
yeah.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
but
Because you're
we
human.
but we
Yeah.
we've learned a lot.
Oh my gosh. I
So,
Okay, well, go through some stuff. So let's make this the transition. Let's dive into the pillow back there. Nice product placement. I love it. I love it. I really want to talk about found, because going back all the way to the beginning of this conversation about when you were talking about why you do what you do and why you feel blessed to be able to
mhm.
be an actor, and this show I think one of the reasons I love it so much is because it is doing exactly what you said it is. It is representing voices that otherwise don't have a voice. It is showing people and seeing people that aren't seen. And it is telling their stories. And in doing so, is opening that up to the rest of the world, and it's also allowing those people to know that they have a voice and that you are seen.
Right.
And I think this show
Yeah.
does such a beautiful job of doing that. So talk about it a little bit, because we've been blessed to have several of y'all on the show, and they talk about the how the set is and how Shanola is, Mama Shanola, and how she makes the set so comforting and welcoming and warming, and you guys really
Yeah.
address that, what this show means and what you're trying to do with it. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, I first have to say it's a gift. It's a gift that keeps on giving. What NK has done with her brainchild, with
Mm.
what she's put together, is something so special. And I feel like everybody should watch the show, because I'm finding out a lot of people still don't know about the show.
Yeah,
So
which is
I'm
crazy.
like in shock.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's out there, but like it's so powerful. And to have that to be able to be part of the show since the pilot has has been beyond a blessing. To give you a little insight, my role, Detective Shaker, was not made for a female. It was a Caucasian male.
Wow. Of course it was.
Yeah. But as you can see,
that's right. That's right.
I'm not Caucasian. So, but the funny thing is, I wasn't going to do the audition because I was really sick. I was very, very sick when I had the audition, and I had a client that was coming over she had an audition for a Marvel, and so I coached her through that. But I was like laying down in between, like I was like really sick, and so I had her record her voice. Just in case I could come back and do the audition another time. I was like, it's not going to happen today. But she took longer to put her makeup on at my house. So I decided to put my makeup on real quick to do the slate. Get the slate out of the way, and maybe I'll come back, later. But by the time we finished working on her piece and I was coaching her through that, she was like, "Neat, so you sure you don't want to just do yours? I mean, it's not that much." I was like, "You're right." So she went to go read my lines, and I said, no, just hold the recorded phone up, because I have to, it's from the pilot, so I have to see Shanola, Gabby on the monitor outside of the precinct, outside of the bullpen. So we did it that way. I did 2 takes, 2 different styles. Because I think also what helped was that I was sick, because I just was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do me. And I'm not gonna worry about it. It's gonna be what's gonna be. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bop. I'm gonna give them what I can. I'm gonna muster up everything I can in that moment, and I'm gonna give it to them. So I did that. I booked it. True blessing. The eyeglassware that I wear on the show is mine.
Nice.
And for the first season, and then it happened. It was organic. I happened to forget my glasses. Those were a pair of glasses I was taking back to the store because they put tints in them, and I didn't ask for that. So I was going to mail them out, but the day I had to get my fitting, I didn't have any glasses with me. So I didn't have time to turn back around. So I had to use those glasses so I could see, because I can't see without the glasses, y'all.
Same.
Same. So I'm all about fashion and the glasses. So I wind up wearing those glasses for my fitting, and then when it came time to shoot the pilot, I was like, wait, am I supposed to wear these? And they were like, yes, it's a vibe.
Yes.
So that's how Shaker became Shaker with her glasses. And it really is. It's a blessing. Mark Paul, Gabrielle, Shanola, Carnes, who I'm missing? I'm missing Arlen.
Yes.
The whole Kelly. Everybody is just, they're family. And my brother of all brothers, Brett Dalton, like my partner in crime. We had so much chemistry on the pilot. It was insane.
Right.
And Demaine Davis was like, do y'all feel that? Do y'all feel what I'm feeling? I was like, yeah. I was like, it was just, we meshed. It was like a hand in a glove. We meshed so well. And that's how it was for the crew. That's how it was for the production, the producers, everybody. It was like home. It's like a warm, comfortable blanket.
Yeah.
And everybody loves on each other for the most part. Like, it's just all love. It really is. I look forward to going to work. I look forward to blessing them anytime I can. I just look forward to be around. I mean, I have never been on a set, and I've been on quite a few, where you feel like that whole saying, welcome home.
Yes.
It really is home.
Yeah.
And I live to get to that set. Like, I'm like, ooh, when can I come back? And the writing is
phenomenal.
Everything.
Yeah.
It is. This season, to have every episode have a cliffhanger, I'm here for it. It's and to know that you're able to touch people's hearts and to be example in the storyline somewhat. Yeah, they're coming from the brain children of our writers who are insanely talented.
Without doubt. Doubt.
All of them are insanely talented.
Yeah.
Sonae Hoffman, like, she's the most amazing co-showrunner. Like, it's just, I mean, it's a gift.
I can't tell if you like being on the show or not.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Does she enjoy this job? I'm not sure.
Oh my God, if only y'all knew. I live for it. I live for the hugs. I live for just like the family
Well,
environment. I
well,
love breaking bread with them.
Shaker. I really, first of all, you can tell the chemistry between you. I think Shaker and Trent crack me up because I feel like she keeps everybody in line. She's like, I am here for Gabby. I am behind the mission. But I'm also not gonna let you get away with some shit. I'm gonna keep you straight because I
Yes.
might agree with what you're trying to do, but I don't agree with how you're doing it, and I'm gonna let you know.
Hey,
That's what I have
yeah.
always liked about Shaker, right? She sticks to
Shaker is a
what
good
she
first
is.
lady.
Yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
And
She is.
I think that's the greatest part when you can find a character who's like, I am going to be true to who I am, but I'm gonna try to help you get what you want,
Right.
how you're trying to do. And I just feel like that comes across so well.
Yeah.
You nail it.
It's the writers. It's the work that we're grabbing it off the paper and breathing life into each character. But also, I feel like they know me now. So when they write, they know how I get down.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're writing. They're just so dope and so creative that I'm like, it's like easy to learn it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And memorization was not my thing back in the day. So I always said, I don't want to do a procedural because it's so technical. Can I do
Right.
that? And dude, let's go. But that's the writers. They know how to write in a way that it just makes it seamless and fluid.
Love
Oh,
it.
And the chemistry, like I said, helps that too. The
Without
chemistry
doubt.
with everybody, you
Th-
know.
That's an amazing thing
So
to have because I feel like we've had so many different people on the show that they've talked about how they've gone on some sets and very notable sets, and it's just the vibe is not there, the chemistry is not there, or
yeah.
like just the environment, there's just this
Hmm.
taintedness that, so it's a real blessing that you do have that, because I was gonna say, with it being like a dark show, how do you keep the mental
Mm.
health, the vibes, and the aura of everybody being positive and uplifting? It's just being connected like
Oh
that.
yeah. It almost is a dance party too on that set. Like everybody is like, I mean, the everybody is so chill, so cool that we all vibe. Like they'll throw some music on sometimes in between, and we all just jamming. They'll get the lights flashing.
Let's
Like,
go.
it's just such it's peace. I
Yeah.
call that set peace for me. Like it's peace. It really is. And the food is legit. I will have to give a shout out to Crafty because I'm like I've become more of a plant-based eater
Hmm.
Okay.
and over the last several years. I don't eat meat really. Except for turkey. I did add that back. Do not tell my cardiologist that. Um but yeah, I added that back into my diet. But the food, they have so many options that you don't have to worry about that. You're okay. You're gonna be legitly fine. You're gonna be blessed.
Well,
So
happy tummy, right? That keeps everybody happy. That's the way to
hey,
do it.
yes, happy wife, happy life, happy tummy. You ain't no dummy.
That's right.
I love that. I love that.
I
What?
love that.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And so far, we haven't had a single person on here that has said anything different from the atmosphere in the set.
Yeah.
Almost word for word, how you're describing it is how they describe it, and that is a beautiful thing. And it is my sincerest hope that this thing stays on for many years, and continues to tell these stories and continues to get the message out there. And because there's so many more stories to tell and so many more people to reach, and
Oh yeah.
and you guys are doing that, and that's why I keep trying to get all of you on here. I want to get the word out as best we can to everybody that we can. Say,
Please,
watch this show. Like,
please,
gotta do
yes.
it.
And every character that we get that's new to the show are just as lovely.
Yeah, yeah,
Danielle, she's amazing. Like
absolutely.
she gave me a shout out not that long ago. Like she is legit. Like that's my girl. Like it's so the other Kelly that came on who was
Yep,
on All American,
yep,
All American Homecoming. Like like everybody. Oh, and Dion. Oh, that's my boo thing. That plays Lacey's mom. Like
yes,
we
Yes.
talk
yes.
a lot.
So
Like
good.
she is a phenomenal talent, but also an amazing human being, amazing heart. So I stay in touch with a lot of the cast. Like we
Good.
talk, and Bill Kelly. I talk to Bill probably like 4 times a week. Me and his wife, we cool. Like me and Nancy, we're great. Like I consider their family's my family.
Oh, that's
You know what I
nice.
mean?
We're having Bill on soon. We're gonna talk to Bill. I'm gonna call him out on that. I'm gonna bring it up. Yeah.
I spoke to Bill today. Me and Bill chopped it up today. And yes, I spoke to Brett yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
we all chop it up together. It's a beautiful thing. It's very rare that I stay as connected like I am with them with other people on other sets.
Love
You
it.
know,
Oh
not
yeah.
that I've met some lovely people like Tom and Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing.
I
They
can
are
imagine.
so warm, so loving, so caring. That was truly a treat to work with them on Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, without
So,
doubt.
and they just folded me in and took care of me, and it was legit. Like I always wanted to be on a Marvel, so I have to put that out there. That was everything to me.
A little
So,
jealous. We're big comic geeks and big, huge Marvel fans, so a little bit jealous about that. But you know,
yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
In DC, I did work DC. I did DC Comics too. I'm all about the 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 world
Yes.
of
Yes.
Marvel and DC. Like
Yes.
that's
Mhm.
legit. Like I grew up like that. Me and my brother, we used to share our comic books. And I
Oh,
had my
I love
Spider-Man
it.
comic books. And he's no longer with us.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
my cousin, but I call him my brother cousin. So but
Mhm.
he's no longer with us. He passed a couple years ago. So so he missed actually, he missed not a few years ago, but he missed me being in the Marvel when it came
No, he
out.
didn't.
So
You know, he
He
was
saw
right
it.
there with
He
you.
saw
He was
it.
right there with you.
yeah,
He saw it.
yeah.
You know, he did.
But I did it. I knew he would have been cheering me on.
Oh,
So
for
I'm
sure.
good.
I love
I'm good.
that. That's so beautiful. But what we like to do to round out these interviews, it's crazy. It's already been like almost 40 minutes, but I
Right?
mean,
Like,
this is what
Really?
happens when you're
Oh,
having fun. This is what happens
exactly.
when you have
well, let
fun.
me get my libation ready. Let me
No.
get my water.
Exactly. These are the hard-hitting
That's
questions for
right.
the
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
with our
Let
popcorn
me let me
questions.
let me get ready.
We got you. It's really fun. We like these a lot. So, the first one being, what do you think the funniest moment or most memorable moment was on the Found set?
Oh my gosh. There's been quite a few. I mean faux pas for me was like when I one time I think I had a pair of handcuffs that I had to put on somebody. I think it was episode or from first season.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm busting in the door and I think the line was get on the ground, but they switched them, they put them against the wall. So I was like, get on the ground, get against the wall. Like so I had to, there's no way he can get on the ground because he's against the wall. So I was like, oh my God, okay. But I mean, they kept it. It was funny. And then I went to go put the handcuffs on them, and the handcuffs didn't fit them.
Oh,
Oh.
So
Well.
womp womp womp.
Yeah. Well,
right.
they were meant for ground guy, not wall
Yeah,
guy. You
not
know, yeah,
wall
raw.
guy, just
Yeah, it's
ground
just
guy.
totally different set of handcuffs. I don't know what it.
Exactly.
That is
So
hilarious.
I have to say that was more of my oh my God. But we have amazing crew, so they was able to shoot that in a way that it worked out. But
There we go.
Nice.
so that
All
was one
right.
of my funnier moments.
Well, now I'm real curious because of the stuff you've been saying throughout the interview. So this is going to be fun to dive deep into the head here a little bit. If you could actually live inside a television show or a movie, which one would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. I've never heard this one. Oh gosh. Okay. This is gonna sound a little weird, but I would love to be in oh my gosh. Now I'm forgetting the name of the show. And I see it right here. Uh uh I can't think of the name right
What's
now.
it
My brain
about?
just
What's
went
it
blank.
about? And we
I'm
can help
telling
you with
you,
the
it
name.
has Chloe K. Brown as the lead. I can't believe I can't remember right now.
Paradise?
Paradise. Thank you.
Yes, there you
Got
go.
you.
I literally blanked. I don't know what's going on, and I really want to be on that show.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
God.
yeah. I
I just
feel
had
that.
a brain fart. So, but yeah, Paradise. You know why? Because watching it, I thought it was something totally different at the beginning of it. I was
Me
like, oh,
too.
it's something that's like following a president from back in the day because the wardrobe looked a little,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Right.
then when I saw the wristbands, and then I saw that they was where they were. If you know what I'm saying, I don't want to give it away.
I know, right? Yeah.
But I was like, yo, that right there, I would kind of like to live in that world. It seemed a little peaceful, and then it wasn't. But
And then it was.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody with a
legit.
psychology background would do really well inside there, I think. Like, I'm just saying, a lot of people probably to talk to.
I'm just
good
saying,
choice.
it's a lot going on.
It is.
So yeah, I think I would like that environment. That would be legit.
Oh, for
Or
sure.
something futuristic. Or something futuristic. I'm all about that. That gives
Nice.
me all the feels. So
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm assuming you finished season 1 of Paradise.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What?
I just want to make sure before I ask that, because I don't want to give anything away. Would you want to
Oh
be on
no,
the
no, no.
outside or would you want to be on the inside?
Oh, good question.
Okay, so here's a double answer. Acting on the show, I want to be on the outside.
Ooh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Living in the world, I want to live on the inside.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to have you back on and dive deeper into that because I have a feeling there's reasons behind that.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we'll save that.
girl-
We'll save that for the next one.
Your girl
But yeah,
got skills. Like, y'all haven't seen it. I have had hands of his combat training. I have weapons training in my background.
yeah.
People
Okay.
don't know that, And so, yeah, I want to,
I love
there's some
it.
business that need to be handled on the outside.
All right.
We got it. We
Love it. All right, Logan, you got the next one. What's the next
Yes, yes. If you could work with anyone, who would it be?
one?
Well, right now on my forefront is I would love to work with Stola King Brown. I want to work with Viola Davis.
Ooh,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
One of the best.
I feel like I can learn so much from her, and I'm always about picking something up from every job that I work on, every set that I'm on. And I just feel like we could have some really good conversations outside of work. And I would love to pick her brain on a few things.
Love
Oof,
that.
So,
yes,
yeah.
most definitely. I just finished her book recently, and oh my goodness, it's such a great read. It's very intense, so feel free, anyone who's listening to
here
this,
for it.
or you, like, before you dive in, like, be prepared. It is very intense, but it made me look at her in this completely different way and have so much respect for her. She's an amazing person. So yeah, just recommend to anybody out there who would ever want to read that book. It's great.
Nice choice. Okay.
I think I want to listen to it like Audible.
There you go.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
reads it.
Listen to
Yeah,
it.
she'll read it.
Right. So I know me. I like to hear people's own voice.
Tell
when they're
their
telling
story.
their truth and their story.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's so much power in that.
Same.
Agreed.
And so, yeah,
Same.
I
Nice.
would. That's what I want to do. I'm definitely going to listen to her.
Nice.
I think we probably have some more. We have some things in common. I'm almost certain.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
in her story,
Okay.
so.
So let's dive deep here. Let's go. We call this our Barbara Walters question. We want to dig deep. Maybe bring some tears. Maybe not. We don't know. But if you could go back and confront your 10-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Oh my God! Seriously, y'all. Don't fear. You will be okay. God does provide. You are enough. And stand in your power.
Nice.
I ain't gonna cry.
No.
I might.
Me too.
I don't know.
I was like, I don't know. I might cry, but
I ain't gonna do it.
That-
Because my 10-year-old self went through some stuff. So
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
feel like all of our inner children went through some stuff, and
absolutely.
that's why
Absolutely.
that's why we asked that question. It's because I feel like all of us have so much we would go back and tell that 10-year-old kid now, like, hey, it's gonna all be okay. You're gonna. Whew, yeah. All right.
Y'all tried it. Y'all tried it.
I know. And the
Blinky,
fifth
blinky.
and final question of the popcorn
Yeah.
questions. Are you happy with your career so far?
No, I'm beyond happy.
Okay. Woo, I was about to say she's the first to say no. Wait a minute.
No, I'm thrilled because I'm starting it later in life, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I know from who I come from now. I know the power of my voice. I know the power of my journey. And I feel like I said, I know my service purpose. So I feel like I'm so grounded now and I've lived a lot of life in this long time. You know what I mean? Like, so when I get a role, you know how some people have to try to figure how they can be that. I've pretty much touched pretty much every area of life. Uh, and I've experienced a lot of things, good, bad, and different. And so I feel like I have more in my toolbox to pull from to better
Mm.
help others.
Love it. Love it.
So yeah, I am thrilled with my journey at this point. I'm thrilled with my growth.
Mm, mm.
I've seen myself evolve as an artist, and yeah, and I'm glad I can show my kids there's no age
That's
in
right.
finding your passion.
That's right.
That you can go get it at any age, and that there's a space for you. There's more than enough for everybody to eat,
Yes.
and you do have a place at the table. You're gonna make one if not.
Mm, mm.
So
So
yeah,
good, man. So good. Well, listen, thank you again so much for coming on the show today. Now is
thank
promotional
you.
time. Promote anything that you
Hey,
would like to.
okay. So first, please tune in tonight for
Yeah.
Found. My boy Mark Paul hooked me up with this. Tonight is his episode that he's directing. So
Yes.
shout out to MP doing his thing. Phenomenal talent all around. Big brother. Like just amazing soul, amazing heart. And tonight's episode is going to be legitly bomb. So
Nice.
please, please tune in to the gift that is found.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing I want to promote is I need people to watch that right now. You know. Oh, and I have my own eyeglass line coming out. Forgot that.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yes,
Yeah. No, yeah.
yes.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm partnering up with Alexa Elise, which is another eyeglass company, and we're doing a flagship um set of glasses that are called Anisa Nyells, and on the arm of every glass, which are unique because they're made from water buffalo horns, no animals killed. They go through their life cycle, and
Mm,
then we utilize their horns thereafter.
that's
So,
awesome.
so we're recycling and bringing it back, some
Nice.
life into it. So every pair is unique, and yeah, and on the inside it has a special message
I
Ooh.
love it.
on the arm.
I
So
love it.
yeah, it's my staple message.
There you go.
So what I learned about myself. So yeah, so you are enough.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely beautiful.
so I'm excited about that. That's pump to that. That's coming out shortly, hopefully in a couple months. It'll be fully finished. Still got to do some promotion stuff with it.
Mm,
So yeah, I'm excited.
love it. Hope
So
maybe we'll
those
get
are
a
two big
cutaway
ones.
shot of your glasses on Not Found, just to put them down.
Hey.
Right.
Oh well,
Exactly. Product
hopefully
placement.
we won't see. You never know. They might let me wear them. You
Yeah,
never know. Like
absolutely. You never
thankfully,
know.
that would be legit. That would be fun. But yeah, so I would love that.
There you
So
go.
They
fantastic.
definitely are shakerware.
Yes, no doubt.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Well, also know it's all about social media now. So where can people follow you?
Well, I am on all different social media platforms. However, I'm not really on there. So I would say the best way to find me is on IG. So you can find me Anisa, Anisa Nyell, Nyell for Johnson. And so it's at Anisa Nyell J. So that's the best way to find me. And sometimes I live tweet, and then sometimes, well, stuff transfers over to Facebook. So I think it's best on Facebook. You can use my whole name, but I'm not really over there.
There you go.
IG. That's me.
IG.
IG.
There you go.
There it
That's
is.
enough. So
Well,
yeah, that's
listen,
the best way to find me.
thank you so much again for coming on the show. Absolute gem. We knew you
Oh,
would be. And open invite, as always. Just anytime you want
thank
to come
you.
on to promote something or just have a chat and talk,
Hey,
and
it's enough to talk about out there. I would love to just chat with y'all again.
well, and just hearing your story, we also have a mental health podcast that we do, and I think you'd be an absolute gem guest on that as well. And yeah, so
I'm here for it.
maybe we'll have to try to work that one out too. So
I would love it. I'm here for it.
fantastic,
Any way to be of service, that's what I'm about. So
fantastic. Well,
That's right.
listen, no, go ahead, Luke.
I was just doing the same thing you were.
Well, like I said, have a blessed
I love
night,
y'all.
and we love you too, and we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Okay, I look forward to it.
All right. Talk about just a phenomenal personality and just knowing, what her path is, right?
Yeah.
And no matter what happened throughout her life, she knew that, she wanted to do this, wanted to be in the entertainment industry and continue moving forward. And you can tell she really loves it.
Oh, without doubt, she just lights up when she's talking about it, and I love how she calls it her purpose. Because I think that's, when you find your purpose in life or what you're supposed to do, right? And I love that that's how she addresses it and feels as it. And plus, I love the fact that, like she was saying, you're never too old.
Yeah,
I jumped back into it way late too, and that type of a story for anybody out there, whether you're just getting started in your 20 or you're trying to get restarted or just get started in your 50, it doesn't matter. You got this. Love it.
That's right, man. That's right. Thank you again, Mrs. Johnson, for coming on the show.